Okay. All right. Well, today we're making pasta. Just want to show you what we're doing. I had to look this up myself before we ever did this, but it's worth it for the extra work. But the recipe here is 1 3/4 cup flour. I put 1/4 cup of this regular ground stuff, and that's just the store-bought kind of pre-ground. To mix up some of that in there. Teaspoon of salt, 3 eggs, and a teaspoon of olive oil. So you make your pile here. That's already mixed flour, and it's probably about a teaspoon. We got our 3 eggs. And then this is where you just get messy. You're just going to start folding it in and try to keep that fluid in as much as you can. And it's going to get messy. It's going to get all over the place, but the longer it goes, the drier it gets. The more it gets mixed in. And I know you can buy a box of pasta for $1.50, but this is just way, way better. What do you think the first time you had it, hon?
It was good. It was definitely a lot faster on the cooking. It takes, what, 30 seconds in the water?
When it's wet like this, and you cut it up and you boil it, it's super fast. But when you dry it, it's still takes longer,
Right.
but not as long as store-bought. The store-bought's weirdly semi-translucent. I don't know what the deal is with that. But this comes out of yellow from the egg yolks and everything.
Right.
But it definitely tastes a lot better. Yeah, it's certainly worth it. And you get a little free workout while you're doing it.
Right. Well, the consistency of it is way different than
Yes.
regular store-bought pasta.
Yep. As you can see, it starts to dry out as you go. You just keep scraping up your material. And if it ends up, it seems kind of dry at first, but as it works its way in, it gets wetter. As it works and incorporates that flour.
Yes, you must build up the gluten.
Yep. So you're just turning it and then smooshing it out. And you'll feel it. I can't tell you exactly when it's done, but I can feel it because it goes from being where it sort of tears in a sense until it starts to feel smoother, and it doesn't tear when you're smushing it out. So you just roll all that stuff in there. I never know if I probably should feel like I need to get a mic. I'm never loud enough on the recording.
Well, the consistency as you start out is more of like a pie crust. It's crumbly.
Yep.
And then the further you go, it gets much smoother consistency.
Yeah, just keep working your flour in. And I can see why probably those little old Italian ladies probably have super big forearms and they live until they're 95.
Right.
Because they're doing stuff like this. This is definitely a little bit of a workout. But we make 2 batches, and that's enough for the 4 of us. I'm actually making 4 batches today, so we have extra. And you put it on a drying rack. This will just cook it as it is. And it cooks super fast once the water's boiling. The other stuff I'll put on the drying rack we got. And then the next time we want to make pasta that tastes better than cardboard pasta, we'll just make this. But it's just kind of nice to be able to make your own stuff and you know what's in it. You get I don't know, to me there's something gratifying about it. It's like growing a garden.
Right.
Eating stuff you grew in your own garden.
What shape noodles are you going to do?
I'm just going to do regular pasta. It's usually the easiest. We have the ravioli maker, but that's a whole nother
commitment.
Yes. That's not only doing this, but then you got to roll it up. Creed, stop. Roll it out flat and smooth, and then you got to slowly spoon in the toppings as you roll it through the machine.
Right.
And keep integrating it. But you see how it's starting to come together. As you get these little, sort of tears a little bit as you're rolling it out. But the better it gets, the less of this sort of tearing you get. And it gets smoother and smoother. It just takes a while.
And what do you do after this?
I'm going to roll it in the plastic wrap, store it. So you roll in the plastic wrap and you store it in the refrigerator for like an hour. I don't know why that is, but that's all the recipes tell you to do that. So it goes in the refrigerator for an hour. And then after that, we can roll it out on the machine. And I don't know if we can pause the video.
Yes.
And then in an hour, we can...
Oh, I don't think it'll keep
Not for an
paused
hour?
for an hour, no.
All right, you still rolling it?
I am, yeah.
All right.
We can do part 2.
Yes, we can do part 2. So this is part 1 of the amazing pasta discovery.
Right. Apparently it doesn't like any movement.
No.
Keeps refocusing.
But I think we made some homemade pasta for my parents. I know my buddy Chad's had some.
I think last we did homemade lasagna noodles.
Yes.
That was a little trickier.
Yeah, because it didn't cook all the way at first, so they almost come out like
Gooey.
weird. Yeah, weird. It's like almost like melted cheese.
Right.
And had to go back in the oven, and then it was fine.
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot longer to cook the lasagna noodles.
It's definitely starting to feel stretchier. This batch seems a little drier than the last one. It could be because all the measurements are the same. The only thing difference is the eggs.
Egg sizes.
Vary in size. So, but I've never really had to add water or anything. It just is what it is. But this is just about right. As you can see, it takes what, 4 or 5 minutes to knead this out. Be interesting if the kids watch these videos when they get older to see this stuff.
Right.
My parents were crazy. They made pasta. You can buy it for $1 in the store. They made it.
Well, I don't think the store-bought pasta has eggs in it.
I don't know what it has, but it's not like this. This is a much different flavor.
I know it's usually durum wheat.
Yeah, so we're not using the same flour. We're not using, was it Seminola, whatever it is. So when you get done, you roll
Let
the
me
ball.
see.
Oh,
It's enriched for our goodness. All right, so yeah, it's durum wheat.
yep. I thought you're right.
Well, you're right too. Oh, apparently it's durum wheat semolina. One thing. Yeah, so there's no eggs in it.
Yep. All right, so now we got our dough made. We just put out some plastic wrap. Drop that in there. And just do a little, if I can get it right here for a second. Give it a little twist. Creed. Well, we get the comedy relief during our videos too, because we don't have this stuff out. Alright, so that's how it sits in the refrigerator. That sits for about an hour.
Yep.
And then that's pretty much it.
Yep,
But,
we'll do part 2 when it comes to
yep.
rolling out the pasta and making the pasta.
How much is this? This is a pound. This feels like a pound. I don't know.
Oh, there's a scale right there.
There's a scale here. Let's see what it turns out to be. Someone put it on liquid measures.
For our sourdough.
There we go. So about 13.5 ounces. So it's a little shy of a pound, but it's odd though because we'll do 2 of these, but when we make this pasta and we cook it up, we only do a half a box for the whole family. But this will do 2 of these, so that's 26 ounces versus 16. So we're doing way more.
Right.
But maybe it's just kids like it, but I don't know. But it's interesting. It's definitely different ingredients. It's certainly got to be better for it because they don't make it like this in the factory, that's for sure.
Right.
But we enjoy it, and then we'll do part 2 of cutting it all up and drying it. So
bye-bye.